Greetings, friends. Herbal Doc here. I just received my new Nature Spring Reverse Osmosis Water Filter from Nature Sunshine, and we're going to take a look at it. Here's the owner's manual. I have to read that. Warranty information. Here's some plumbing parts to connect it to your sink, to your faucet. And there she is. This is actually my second Nature Spring unit. I have here is my old unit, which I bought many years ago. You can see how the white plastic is even yellowed over the years. I bought this unit here at least 15, maybe 20 years ago. And of course I've replaced the cartridges quite a few times, but this older unit has served me well for many years. But this is just a comparison of the new unit with the old unit. Okay, I'm back. I paused the video for a few minutes to give me a chance to read the owner's manual, and yes, I do read owner's manuals sometimes so that I'll know what I'm talking about. Okay, here's the Nature Spring Reverse Osmosis unit. To open the unit, now you only need to open the unit initially to remove the packing material, and then also maybe once a year to replace the filters. To remove, so ordinarily you do not have to remove the top, but to remove the top you press on these on each side and lift the unit. Alright, this right here is just a packing material. Throw that away. Okay, and here we have a little tool that you'll use when it comes time to change the filters. That's fastened in here with a little Velcro so you won't lose it. Alright, here's the battery pack. Now, the batteries are not needed to run the filter. They're not necessary at all. The batteries are just to run the timer, which tells you when it's time to replace your filters. It came with 3 AA batteries. You just remove that little screw there and slide the top off when it comes time to change the batteries. But again, the batteries are not necessary. Okay, this is what's inside the unit. It's actually a 4-stage filter. Move my hoses over here out of the way. Alright, the first filter is there's actually 2 filters in the first one. There's a sediment filter, and this prevents large sediment like rust and sand. It prevents that from getting into this system, which would shorten the life of your membrane. And it's also a solid block carbon filter. Alright, and it says right here, dirt and sand chlorine reduction. Alright, and what this does is this removes the chlorine from the water. It traps the dirt and sand, of course, which would harm your filter. It also removes chlorine from tap water, because chlorine actually will damage the reverse osmosis membrane. All right, then from here, the water actually passes into this, which is the reverse osmosis, and this is your main filter right here. This is the workhorse. This is what removes most of the pollutants. All right, and from here the water passes into this final filter, and this final filter is a solid block carbon filter. It says taste and odor, which means, of course, it removes chlorine and other things that would affect the taste. Lead and cyst reduction. All right, that's the third stage. Now, when it comes time to replace these filters, you can order these from Nature Sunshine. All right, this filter and this filter, the pre-filter and the post-filter that have the carbon blocks in them, they recommend that they are replaced after 1 year's time. All right, the reverse osmosis membrane will last 2 to 4 years depending on your use and your water quality, etc. So the good thing is this is the most expensive filter. The reverse osmosis membrane is the most expensive filter, and so it will last up to 4 years. All right, now to change these filters is very easy. You just use this little tube over here, press this down and pop these out, and very easy to do. Now put the unit back together. All right, now we'll activate the unit. Now this is just a timer here. This is the electronic parts are not necessary for the filtration. You do not have to have batteries in it. You do not have to use this at all. What this does is this just tells you when it's time to change your carbon filters. And to activate this or to reset it, you take this little tool that comes with it, and if you lose this, don't worry about it. This is nothing but a straightened out paper clip. Press it in this little hole, hold it for 3 seconds, release it, there it goes. All right. Each of the lights will flash on. All right, now the green light here will flash every 10 seconds and for 11 months. After 11 months, the yellow light will flash, and that means that you have a month, so that gives you plenty of notice so that you can order your new pre and post filters. After 11 months, this one flashes for a month. All right, and then after 12 months, the red light flashes. And the red light means that it's time to change that pre and post filter now. So all this is a little timer here. This is something they added to the new ones. This was not in the old unit. So this is just something that'll help you remember. With the old unit, I just wrote the date on the bottom of the unit that when I changed the filter, so I knew in a year's time I needed to change them. Okay, the unit is actually very simple to run. It has various adapters here because depending on the type of faucet that you have on the sink, it has adapters that will fit virtually any sink. But what you'll end up doing use an adapter if necessary. You will just screw this. You will screw the little tip off of your faucet and screw this one in place of it. All right, then this stays on your sink. It has a nice little aerator here. All right, when you get ready to use the unit, you just pull this out, pull the coupler down, fasten it on there, release it like that. It locks on. There we go. It locks on. You turn your water on, your water will flow out here. You pull this button out, and under pressure this will stay out. This forces water through the unit. The water will come out here. This is the waste water coming out here. And your clean water will come out this tube here. You take off this. This is just to keep it clean. And with this little clip, you just fasten it on your bottle like that to fill your bottles. These are the bottles that I use. Just clip it on like that. Fill your bottle. When you're done, just turn off the water, unclip this, and put the unit to the side. All right, now, there are a couple of complaints that I hear from people about reverse osmosis filters. One complaint is that reverse osmosis filters remove virtually everything from the water except the actual water molecules and oxygen. All right, so people say, well, you're taking out the minerals in your water, and those are minerals that we need. Well, no, we do not need those minerals, because the minerals that are in your water are inorganic minerals, and your body can't use them. You get your minerals from your food, and one piece of fruit contains far more minerals than you'll get from even a gallon of water. So don't worry about losing your minerals. You want the minerals out. Minerals include things like lead and mercury, which you want to get out. Of course, it also removes calcium from your water, but that's okay. Like I said, you can't use the calcium that's in your water. You have to get your minerals from your food. All right, so that's not really a valid complaint in my mind. All right, the other complaint you hear about reverse osmosis is that there's waste, and that is the wastewater pours out here while your good water pours into your bottle. That water is actually not wasted any more than, say, when you wash your clothes and you throw away the wastewater. I mean, do you consider that wasted water? When you take a shower, you consider that wastewater. No, it's dirty water that you want to get rid of. And actually, reverse osmosis is the most efficient type of water filter, for the reason that by getting rid of your wastewater, what you're also getting rid of is you're getting rid of all the junk that would be building up on your reverse osmosis membrane. And obviously, if you didn't get rid of it, so what it does is it constantly flushes your membrane, keeping your membrane clean. And what that does, it makes your membrane last for up to 4 years. And so whatever little bit of loss you have here is going to be more than made up for many times by the fact that it protects your reverse osmosis membrane. Now, just how much loss of water do you get here? Let me see, I remember reading that here somewhere. Okay, 5-to-1 ratio. Rinse water to pure water is about 5-to-1 at 60 psi, pounds per square inch. The rinse water serves a useful purpose. You are not wasting water when water is used to rinse your reverse osmosis membrane, just as you are not wasting water when you shower or wash clothes. The amount of water used to rinse the membrane during the time it takes to yield 1 gallon of purified water is less than the water used in 1 toilet flush. Now, you can also use that water if you want to, the water that's coming out of here. What I do is I'll put a bottle under this, collect the wastewater, and put a bucket under here, and take that and go water the plants outdoors. So you can reuse that water if you want to. But that water is getting rid of the waste you don't want in your drinking water. So that is why that actually reverse osmosis is the most efficient water filtration method out there. Now, your initial cost for a unit is expensive. That's one disadvantage of reverse osmosis. It is expensive initially, but when you look at the water quality that you get, how long the unit lasts, and how many gallons that you can get from a unit, it actually turns out to be the most efficient method of water filtration. This unit is to protect you from the chemicals and the junk and the drugs that are in our tap water, including fluoride. And that's one thing about reverse osmosis, it will remove fluoride. Normally your countertop water filters are carbon or charcoal filters. They do not remove fluoride. They will remove chlorine, but they do not remove fluoride. That's why I recommend reverse osmosis. It removes fluoride. It also removes drugs in the water. There are so many pollutants in the water now from people who use so many drugs these days. So they flush it down the toilet. It ends up in the water supply, and we're recycling that. And they're finding all kinds of drugs in our drinking water now. Now, this will remove fluoride. I don't want to drink the fluoride because of the many adverse health effects, which you are probably aware of. You probably wouldn't be watching this video if you were not aware of the problems that we have with our municipal water. So I'm not going to go into those problems in this video. This video is just a review of this reverse osmosis filter. But one thing I will mention is they don't have to add fluoride to your water for you to have fluoride in your municipal water. All right, here in the St. Louis, Missouri area, we have 1 part per million fluoride in our municipal water. All right, that is actually the amount of fluoride that is in municipal water when they add it to the municipal water, but they do not add fluoride to our municipal water. That fluoride is in our water naturally. So just because 60% of the communities, I believe it's 60%, maybe it's more, maybe it's 80%, but a large, more than half of the communities add fluoride to the water, and they shouldn't do it. It's a deadly poison. You should talk to your city officials and try to stop that process, but until you can stop it, you need to protect yourself from that fluoride with a unit like this. Okay, if St. Louis doesn't add fluoride to the water, how come we have 1 part per million, which is the amount that they put in water when they add it? And the reason is fluoride is they get our municipal water from the Mississippi River and also from the Merrimack River. And I believe that it's from all the fluoride added in other communities that is their sewage is treated and then dumped into the river. And so that fluoride is in the river when we pull it out, so we don't have to add fluoride to our water here because it's already been added to us. And that's just an example of how polluted our water is these days, and that's why it's absolutely essential that you get off the municipal water with a good filter like this. Now again, reverse osmosis requires your municipal water. It requires water pressure. It's designed to treat chlorinated water. The chlorine has already killed the bacteria, so bacteria is not a concern in municipal water normally. It's designed to treat chlorinated water, and it's designed to work with at least 40 pounds per square inch water pressure. Ideally 60 pounds per square inch for the most efficient, but it has to have at least 40 pounds per square inch, which is no problem. All municipal water supplies, virtually all of them have at least 40 pounds per square inch, and the higher the pressure is, the more efficient this unit will actually work. But you actually could use a unit like this if you don't have 40 pounds a square inch. You actually could use it either with some kind of water pump that would make 40 pounds square inch of water. This is for your everyday use, so you can fill up your own drinking bottles like this and save yourself hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Plus, you get better quality water than you're going to buy even in bottled water. And then you also know what you're getting. You're getting just pure water, everything removed from the water. You're just getting the most pure water you can get. You're making the water yourself, so you know exactly what's in it, and you know that no one has added anything to it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to attach this to my kitchen faucet, and we'll actually run this unit in my kitchen, and I'll show you how it works. Now I will demonstrate how to connect your reverse osmosis filter. All right, first you'll have to remove this little tip here from your faucet. Now this particular tip here is the one that came with my old reverse osmosis unit, but the principle is exactly the same. You might need a pair of pliers to loosen it. You just unscrew the tip of your faucet. Now the unit comes with plenty of adapters here for any type of faucet. Ordinarily though, you can just use the connector just like it came. Make sure I don't scratch it. I'm going to put a handkerchief on it. Make sure it's good and tight. Well, let's just try it. Let's just try it hand tight. See if that'll probably work just fine. All right, now this this is something you do one time and this is done. You never have to use this again. Do this again. You just use it. As you can see, it has a nice aerator in it. It's a nice little tip for your faucet, but the difference is, of course, this one is made for this connector. When you get ready to use your reverse osmosis unit, all you have to do, we just leave ours right here on the countertop. All you have to do is just pull this back, clip this right on, and that's done. That's all you have to do. Turn on the water flows like normal. You want to remove this part here. Turn on your water. Then you pull out this little knob right here. All right, I see that I might have to tighten this. No, it's doing all right. All right, this is the wastewater coming out here. All right, and the unit is filling with water right now, and after a few minutes, your clean water will start coming out here. Now, it recommends that when you first get a brand new unit that you run it for an hour or two without collecting the water, just to make sure that everything's flushed out and the system is filled with water. All right, but it's got to get past reverse osmosis membrane, fill the unit with water before this starts actually flowing here. This is how your wastewater will flow. When you get through with using your unit, you don't push this back in under pressure. You turn off the pressure. Once the pressure drops, this will pop back down and you can use your sink as normal. Then you just pop this off. Wait until the pressure falls, of course. You can just pop this off and your sink's ready to go again. That's all there is to it. Again, when you get ready to use it, just pop this on, turn this on, pull this knob out. Your wastewater flows out here, your clean water flows out here. We'll let this run for a little while to flush the unit out, and then we'll start filling bottles. Okay, the water's been running for about a minute or two. As you can see, the clean water is starting to run. After it runs a minute or two, you can just clip this on your bottle and start filling your bottle. Just like that. Nothing to it. All right, now, I mentioned the pre and post carbon filters need to be replaced after a year's time. You've got your electronic timer on here to tell you when a year has passed, if you need an electronic timer to tell you when a year has passed. All right, now how do you know when your membrane, as I said, the membrane says supposed to last 2 to 4 years. How do you know whether it's 2 years or whether it's 4 years? Well, you can tell by the flow right here. When your membrane deteriorates, this flow will actually increase because the water is getting past the membrane faster than it should. All right, how do you tell if it increased? They recommend in the manual that when you first use your unit, the first time you use it, you put it on a gallon jug and you time it and you see how long it takes with your particular water pressure. How long does it take to fill 1 gallon of water? All right, you write that time down. All right, then over the years, after 2 years, say, you can check that time again. Again, click this on a gallon container, time it. All right, if it takes significantly less time to fill a gallon, then you know that it's about time to change your reverse osmosis That may be 2 years, maybe 3 years, it may be 4 years. It actually may be longer. I've actually run mine longer than 4 years before. But a very easy way to tell. You tell by the flow rate. Again, when the flow rate of your clean water increases significantly, then it's probably about time to change your reverse osmosis membrane. So you want to time it, see how long it takes to make a gallon. Write that down, then years later, test it again, and if it's making a gallon a lot quicker than it did when you first bought your unit, then it's time to replace the reverse osmosis membrane. That's the highest quality drinking water that you can get, and it only costs pennies a gallon. This is Herbal Doc reminding you, if you can't be good, at least be healthy.